This is my Polaroid SX-70 lens camera, and I'm going to show you how to fix it and more so take it apart to clean your lens and how to align the focusing so it's on the correct measurement so your shots are in focus. I've had this video done since December of 2017, so it's been a while. I make these videos and edit them and complete them but never post them because I'm just very particular about how perfect it has to be, and I don't know, I just don't really share a lot of stuff and kind of sit on things. So I've had 67 video ideas. I've uploaded like 20 or so different ones, but we're gonna learn how to fix your lens from 2017 Bennett, or I guess basically 2018, but it was December 2017. Anyways, I'll throw it to you, Bennett.
I've fixed my Polaroid for the focusing, but I kind of still didn't do it perfectly because there is this white line that you can see right underneath here. Alright, so that little white line right there, that's the line that it should line up for the focus points, but I have mine to line up to the edge, which isn't what it should be. So I thought I would teach you guys how to fix your Polaroid SX-70 lens camera if your focus is stuck. So let's get right into it. First, you're going to need some tools. So I have this iFixit kit, which works out perfectly here. What comes with this one in particular is like all of this stuff here. So the first step is to pull this guy down, so then we can get to this main mechanism right here. We need to basically get underneath all of these little corners here to pry it up and then pull it up. Alright, so we need to first try and just pry. And you can already see it moving quite a bit, which I think because I have done this before, it's loose or it's easier to take apart now. Because before I was struggling to get this little pick underneath here. So we should be able to push it in quite a bit. There we go. So we can see that's in about that much. And do the same thing. And be careful with this wire right here. You don't want to mess that up. Just come in here with this little pry tool. There we go. Look how easy that was. That's been the easiest disassembly of that ever. So it might not be that easy for you guys, but it was that easy for me. And then we can see the whole mechanism of how this guy works here. So we have our wheel here that will change the focus for us. And then we have our exposure comp right here, which does something to the focus and the shutter, or I'm not too sure, but that's right there. And the way that this comes apart is you have to unthread that little bolt right there. So we'll get our trusty tweezers right here. Undo that guy right there. And this might also be really tight on yours since I've taken mine apart. It's pretty loose. And then this is where it gets really tricky because of how this assembles here. Here's the focus wheel, and the way that this works is on the back side, we have all these different grooves that little bits of the camera stick into to run along the grooves there so it doesn't go too far. So we can see that there's a center hole and then a outer hole that kind of has this locking feature too. So there's these like two locking points so it doesn't keep on spinning at a full 360. It does like almost a 360 motion, but just ends in those two spots, and that's what keeps it from falling out basically. So the center hole of that lines up right here, and then this is where it gets a little weird, not in that way. Don't do that. So just be careful too with this little guy right here. This sits right in this little spot there. So if we put that guy back in there, it's also springy too, as we saw right there. So that's where that guy goes if that falls out of your camera there. And that what sits on the very top to kind of act as like a stopper or like it locks into place so it can't keep spinning. If we take apart this guy, if we keep on untwisting this, we can see that this will eventually just fall out because right now, and this guy will fall out, so I'll pull that out. Right now, it's not falling out, but if we keep on affecting the focus here, this guy will eventually just fall out. There's the front element with all the markings, and this is what is key to line it up, so you can actually use the measurement on the bottom with the line of your camera there. So infinity, we'll place it at the focus wheel there, and then you want to turn it till you feel it just fall into place here. So if we twist it, you'll see it fall. See that there? Then you can keep on twisting it here, but then this is when you want to go clockwise to then actually thread it in. And then we want to put one pointing straight down. So you want it just like that right there. And then that should mean that it's in focus. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the lens, put the infinity over to the left, and then we're going to twist it till it falls in, like I showed you, and then have it so one points down. And then we want to move this guy over to the right and up. And then what you want to do is line up this locking edge on the right side with the top of it there. So I'll line that up there, drop that into place, and then we'll turn this, and we can see that we have the full range from the 1 feet all the way to infinity. So if we watch the spring here, you should see it not compress. It's not getting compressed when I move my whole focus wheel. You want to keep holding that so it doesn't pop out. We'll put our little bolt back in. And then this you can just finger tighten. It doesn't have to be crazy tight. We can just do it with our nail or something like that. And then now we can move our focus. This doesn't fall out when I try to pull on it, when it's close focused all the way. And then there we go. So as I move it to the right, it'll move it to the close focus to the 1 feet. Then as I push it to the left, we'll get more towards infinity, which is right about there. So now all that's left to do is to just take this piece here, our cover. So then we just want to put this and push it up against the back of it here, just like that. So then our wheels will pop out right around there. And then we'll just kind of hold it here and then just pull it on in and down. Then we should get it to just snap and fall into place. So that side snapped in, then we just got to push this side in. Okay, it's stuck on this wheel back here. There we go. So I kind of tried to pull this wheel forward and then push this back, and then it'll snap into place right there. There we go. Now we're all pushed back in, and then we can load our film in here and then focus correctly with the line lining up at the bottom. So now when we focus here, that line at the bottom will line up and correspond to each of the marks. That should be the correct focusing distance. And I actually can't check it right now, because what I would do is I would take a ruler. I would line up the lens at the very front here. So we would put it around there for the front of the lens. And then I would center it. So put that at the middle. And then I would place what I found to be the best was just something that was contrasty. Because the way that this camera focuses is it does the split image. So if we have contrasting colors like on this film, we can place this at the very edge, and then it'll cut the colors. So then when the colors line up perfectly, that's when we know the focus is locked in. So then I could place it at exactly 1 feet, lining it up with the bottom, and then look through the viewfinder. But I can't do that right now because my camera, it's stuck in a position because I had film inside here, but that was an old 600 type pack and the batteries died when it was inside it. So it's stuck in this set where the mirror inside or something like that, it's locked up. So I can't see through it. It's all black. And then also when I try and close it, it won't close because it's stuck in that stage. But that should be the way to focus it. I'll probably check back when I order my new film pack, which I'll do right now. Why have I been waiting? Let's do the math. If that cost me $18.99, we can be super precise. $18.99 divided by 8 pictures. One picture through this camera will cost me $2.38. So every time I click this red button, that's $2.38. Yeah, pretty expensive just to be able to shoot with this Polaroid camera, but I was lucky enough to find this, and that is actually in working condition, and that the bellows are good. The leather isn't in beautiful condition, like we have the impression at the bottom from the tripod mount, but it tells a story and it's not too bad. So hopefully I'll get the film in right.
So I bought film. Welcome back to present time. This was the first, well, not the first pack, but basically the first pack was the old stuff. And you can see this is the first one that actually came out good in the old pack. I kind of got rid of some of the bad ones. There's like a tree. There's my house. That's a really good one too. But something that I kind of came across was to use the Polaroid film with the batteries. I took the batteries out so that way they won't explode or whatever they might do. But to kind of use them as frames and put them on the shelf, as you saw from the beginning. And then also what I do is I will stack them so it's kind of fun to look through them, kind of like a sequence or kind of like an album. So that's something fun to do, and you could like maybe mount these to your wall or just have them on the shelf like I did over there. But yeah, kind of fun. I really haven't shot a lot of film since, because I don't know, I guess it was kind of gimmicky almost, but kind of hard to get good film and to get good shots. This is one when I was up in Big Bear, if you saw that video. These are two people carrying a kayak, but I was shooting into the sun, so it was not the ideal position. And then this is also me at, well, not me, this is my car that I don't have anymore because I got hit in it. But this is when I went mountain biking. I have a video on that too, which is kind of fun to watch. But yeah, it's a cool camera. It's cool that it's the original and not like messed up or taken apart or refurbished. Like this is as it was, as different owners had it. I still probably need to like clean the rollers or do something else, but it works for what it does, and what it does isn't anything fantastic. Probably going to get one of those Instax square printers because I have a Fuji X100T, and what you can do is you can connect this to the Fuji printer and print those shots on the spot, and obviously that film is just better than the old stuff, even though Polaroid kind of came back with the Polaroid originals, but Fuji just has it better for the Instax film. But that's it for this video. I'll be uploading some other stuff, my archived videos, I guess. So yeah, thanks for watching. Good enough. Good enough.